Yo, what it do, my people? It's your boy Tone, and we back with another episode of I Finally Played. And I'm still going through the Metal Gear Solid series from PS1 on up. And as a title show, your boy just finished Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops on PS Vita. Originally released on the PSP, but I don't have a PSP and I didn't want to buy one just to play this. And luckily, the PS Vita store is still up, so I was able to go up there and cop it for about, I think it was like $15 or some shit like that. But yeah, I was able to get it, able to have somewhat of an original experience. I mean, with the dual sticks, you were able to kind of like button map the sticks a little bit to help you out. So I don't know how it would be playing on the PSP. I feel like it would be a little harder. But anyways, your boy just finished it up, man, and I had a great time. So just like the last episodes, I'm going to be handling this conversation in multiple sections. I'm going to be starting with my general thoughts of the game. I'm going to have some gameplay thoughts in there as well. Then I'm going to talk about the story and the characters. And then I'm going to close it out with a few of my final thoughts. That sound good to y'all? Better fucking sound good. It's like da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm just fucking around with you. But yo, before we get too deep into it, the gameplay you see here is going to be from Angry Big Snout. So going to make sure you head over to YouTube and subscribe to their page. Watch his videos. Got a bunch of cool gameplay videos, man. He definitely puts a lot of work into these games because some of these shits are like 12 hours and yeah, some of them get really long. But yo, go make sure you check out Angry Big Snout, and thank you for providing the gameplay. Now let's get into some of my general thoughts on the game. Now I gotta say, man, for a handheld game, this was really a good game, man. I really enjoyed the team building aspect. Now basically it was just, you would start a mission. Of course there were enemies walking around and you would knock these guys out, drag them to the back of your truck and take them back to your base. Basically you were kidnapping motherfuckers. That's basically what you were doing. I don't know how they got them on the team. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes. I'm not going to snitch on Snake. But yo, I really enjoyed the team building, yo. It was so much fun building my crew. I thought that was really cool and a huge change from, other Metal Gear games, yo. I didn't think Snake would be the guy that would, would want to work with a crew. So it was really interesting to see. Now I did see some articles saying that Kojima didn't consider any game that he didn't direct. He didn't see those games as being canon to the story, and with this release, I understand it. I mean, there's still some characters from previous games in it though. So, I mean, if you just getting into the series like me, I think you should play it. I really think you should. It's really cool, and it picks up right after Metal Gear Solid 3. So, I think it's worth playing. Now, I loved how open the game was in some parts, man. You have the option to choose your own missions and pick the crew that you wanted to tackle the mission with. And you can switch characters depending on the location of the map, because they would have to hide in a box, which was weird. So it was random boxes just scattered everywhere throughout the maps. And to do that, you would have to, walk to these certain hiding spots in order to switch the characters. It was fucking hilarious. It didn't make any sense, but I liked it. Like I mostly rode with the same squad until one of them died. Oh, and if they do die, they are permanently gone. So it's not like you can heal them or anything like that. So if their stamina, I think it was stamina. It was stamina and health. I think it was more their health. But if their health depletes all the way, they were gone. They were gone. You couldn't heal them. So RIP to my guy Jonathan and RIP to my guy Raccoon. Yo, y'all were my two soldiers until the end, yo. Now each one of your squad mates will have their own cool special perks. Some were great healers, some were great at helping produce items and weapons, some would provide intel for the map, so when you start a mission, you would see like weapons and items and enemies that were all visible, so that was cool. Some would be very good cooks, some would be very good with CQC, some would drag enemies faster. Some could send items back to the truck, so you won't have to take up an inventory slot, man, and so much more, yo. It was a lot of detail into the characters. I really thought that was cool. Now I always thought it was hilarious how you would arrive at every mission in this big ass truck, and nobody would think that that was weird. Like you're just in this big ass truck in this random location on the map, and nobody thought it was weird. And you're just dragging guys back to the truck after you knock them out. I was collecting motherfuckers like Pokemon, yo. It was it was so funny, yo, but I really had a good time. Now also, depending on the map, certain ranks of the squad mates would make navigating through the maps easier. There would be certain ranks of enemies walking around, and you can just breeze on through the map if you had like a general, or sometimes it would be just a soldier. You would just breeze through the map, yo, and nobody would stop you. So I thought that was really cool. You can even kidnap doctors. So that, man, that was really interesting, yo. I didn't think, it would have all of that in the handheld game. Really cool shit. Now, there wasn't much use for the codec in this game. I didn't expect much, though, being a handheld. You would mostly talk to Campbell, and he would just mostly talk to you at the beginning of missions to kind of explain what was going on. And you can, of course, call him if you were stuck with something. And you can save your game from the mission menu, which was a huge plus, because I hated trying to save and having paramedic or Rose or Mei Ling trying to tell you a whole story, like trying to talk to you about some movies or some random shit. Like, I hated that so much. I ain't gonna say I hated it. It just got annoying after a while when I was like, I'm trying to go to sleep, but you're telling me this shit and I may miss out on some details. So it was cool being able to save your game in the mission menu. I thought that was a really good addition. I gotta say again, man, for a handheld version of Metal Gear Solid, this was really fucking dope. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing it. Now, one part that really annoyed me though was how you didn't know that a boss fight was coming up. Now, usually in the Metal Gear games, there would be signs that you may be leading into a boss fight, so you want to make sure that you're prepared. But in this one, nothing, literally nothing. So you better make sure that in some of these maps you are equipped, yo, because oftentimes boss fights would happen right after you finish a mission, so you couldn't go back to the menu and change anything. Like, because this is a stealth game, I wouldn't go into missions with a lot of weapons or anything, because I like to be sneaky. I like to sneak around. I like to be Snake. And when a boss would show up, you needed weapons, bruh. Like, I would have to quit missions and start over sometimes. Like, it wasn't too bad, but it was definitely fucking annoying. So let's talk about some of the characters I thought were pretty interesting throughout the game. Now, there weren't too many that you meet. I mean, of course, it's a smaller game, but the ones that you do meet, really fucking cool, man. And you can tell that they really put their time into the characters, but it's Metal Gear. I shouldn't expect less, yo. They always have cool characters and cool villains. I mean, at least so far. I'm gonna say so far, because I haven't played all of them. So let's start with our boy Naked Snake. Now, you can tell that Snake is still dealing with that shit that happened in Metal Gear Solid 3. Now, in this one, he's retired from the Fox unit completely. And I mean, I get it. I would have left too after what he had to go through. But it's crazy how he's being framed in this one as well. Like, his reputation is the enemy. When you see him being tortured for them thinking he knows where the other half of the philosopher's legacy is, like, man, y'all got the wrong guy. And the CIA thinks Snake is behind the rebel Fox unit now, who's threatening to nuke a country? Like, damn, bruh. Like, bro, Snake can't catch a break, but there's always a twist. And the twist is the government has planned all of this. Surprise. Surprise. It's like they're constantly trying to find new ways to fuck with them. And this just keeps providing context as to why he turned into the quote-unquote bad guy. But what they didn't plan for was Snake to believe in himself and fight for his own beliefs even after finding out the government's plan. Now, he had a chance to escape, but dude, he didn't even choose it. He wanted to stay and ride it out because he was like, bro, I'm not doing this shit anymore. That's not who I am no more. And I respect it for that. Because, the government knew he would find out the plan, and they gave him an out. And he didn't necessarily find out, but somebody told him. but they gave him an out. But Snake didn't want to end up like the boss. Like, he wasn't going to live his life like her. But now, he's made himself a real enemy. So, I get Snake all the way, man. The government just keeps fucking him over. So let's talk about Gene. Now, Gene is the main villain in the game, and he's the leader of the new Fox unit. And dude, he has these fucking cool ass mind control powers. He could control soldiers with his voice. Like, there was this one wild part where he had Snake and his crew believing there was an enemy among them, which caused them all to start just shooting each other. Like, that shit was kind of crazy. Like, they were just murdering each other. He's such a cool villain though, man, and his CQC was on another fucking level. Now, I like Gene because he knew the government was using him. He didn't give a fuck. He was going along with it, and he was using that shit to his advantage. Like, he knew they wanted to have him attack Russia, but he changed his attack to the Pentagon to stop them and the philosophers finally. Like, I get it. I get it. I'm not gonna say he was wrong, but the way he was going about it was kind of wild. But Snake couldn't let that happen, man. Even though I understand why he wanted to do that, it's like a rebel with a valid cause. Like, Snake he couldn't let him do it. Like, him and Snake kind of had the same goal. They wanted to have soldiers live without being under the power of governments. Gene just went a little bit too far, bro. Like, he went a little bit too far. Now, the final fight with him was kind of fun, man. It was a little annoying at times. You couldn't just shoot that quick motherfucker anytime you wanted to. Like, one of his attacks was this charged up shoulder attack, and that shit would take so much of your health if you didn't dodge it. But if you did dodge it, there was a moment when he was tired, and I would pump his ass. Whoa, pause. I would use a shotgun, and I would shoot his ass. That was wild. He would throw these knives at you and chase you around the room as well. Like, you gotta stay on it with dodging, because if not, he would fucking kill you so fast. So fucking fast. But he was really cool, yo. He's one of my favorite villains so far. And let's talk about this guy, Cunningham. Now, Cunningham was one of the Fox unit soldiers. He's the guy that you see torturing Snake at the beginning of the game and all throughout the game. Now, you don't see him doing much else, but he was ready to beat Snake ass at all times. He does play an important part of the game, though. He was approached by the Department of Defense with a plan to get back at the CIA for what happened in Metal Gear Solid 3. Like, he was working undercover as one of the Rebel Fox guys with Gene. Now, he knew about the CIA's plan to get Snake to provoke Gene to launch the nuke at Russia because they didn't want to do it themselves, pussies. But yo, he was a cool character too. Now, I hated fighting him on that fucking elevator while he floated around on that fucking weird ass chair. Now, part of it was my fault because I would always forget about the auto aim and how it works in Metal Gear Solid games. So I'm trying to shoot him in first person while he's constantly moving and shooting rockets at me. Like, I was fucking up, and that was my fault. So if you ever play through it, just make sure you use an LMG, because you're gonna run out of fucking bullets, because that motherfucker don't go down easy. He does not. But he was a cool character too. So let's talk about one of the coolest characters in the game, Null. Now, he was this teenage super soldier that Gene used to assassinate people. But after he would complete a mission, like, they would put him in this chamber and it would erase his mind. Like really cool shit. Like, it was like Groundhog Day every day for him or some shit. Well, I mean, not cool, but you know what I mean. Now, you have to fight this guy twice. And bro, I'm gonna tell you, each time, you don't know that shit's coming. So if you're not well equipped, he will kill you. Because he killed me about 3 times. Because, like, he would deflect any of your bullets and you couldn't use CQC on him. Like, that motherfucker was nice. Now, honestly, I did have to go online and find some help for this fight, because he was fucking me up. But it was really simple though. You just gotta hide behind a corner, and as soon as you see his body come around the corner, shoot him before he even noticed you. Like, it felt cheesy. Like, it was a cheesy way of killing him, but I couldn't figure out any other way to kill this motherfucker. So that worked, and you know, it was cool. Now, again, you know, you gotta fight him twice because he just couldn't believe Snake beat him the first time. So he wanted to try again. Hey, I feel it, bro. You want your rematch because you feel like you that guy. You feel like you that nigga. But he got that ass whooped twice. Oh, and surprise, he is Gray Fox. The same one from Metal Gear Solid 1. That is fucking Gray Fox, or Null's Gray Fox. So that was really interesting to see a younger version of himself. And he went out like a G, yo. I really thought he was cool. So let's talk about Elisa and Ursula. Now, confusingly, Elisa and Ursula were the same person. It's just a young woman with split personality. Now, Elisa is the default one. That is who she was born as. Now, Ursula is her alternate personality. She had ESP with psychic abilities. I still have no fucking clue what ESP is. Why didn't I just look that up? I should have looked that up. But anyways, she had these special powers where she could sense things. She was brought in by Jean, and her Elisa personality would watch over Noel while he was in the tank. And her Ursa personality would work closely with Jean. I don't know how the fuck she was in two places at once. I don't know how she pulled that off. But I'm assuming Jean knew she had split personality, so that's probably how. Now, probably the hardest boss fight in the game, though. You have to battle Ursula inside of a Metal Gear after Jean uses his powers to awake her personality so they can kill Snake. But bruh, I fucking hated this fight. Oh my god, I was so confused on how to destroy it because, of course, every fucking Kojima boss fight is like a puzzle, and just shooting the fucking Metal Gear doesn't do anything. And she had these fucking homing missiles that would shoot, and they would follow you wherever you were at, and trying to dodge them hoes was damn near impossible. I mean, at least for me. Now, eventually, I learned you had to shoot each of the legs, and it would break down into its next form. And the next form was fairly simple. You just had to wait for her to shoot these homing missiles and toss her RPG into the section where the missiles came from. So, it was kind of easy. But somehow she survived that fucking battle, but ended up dying in Snake's arms from being stabbed by Jean. And she was a cool character, yo. And she could have used some more time, getting into her story. But it's a portable game, so I mean, they can only do so much. But it would have been interesting to hear how she developed this split personality and all of that stuff. That would have been really cool. Let's talk about our guy Campbell. Now, Campbell is the guy you're going to talk with mostly throughout the game. You meet him in the beginning of the game and you help him escape, and he guides you through the rest of the game as he helps you build your team and complete missions. So that's all. That's really it about Campbell. He doesn't have too much going on. Paramedic shows up though. You don't see her, but you can talk with her via communications, and she eventually joins your team. I didn't add her to one of my teams to, play with her with the mission. I should have. I just had her in the medical squad because, she's the fucking expert, and of course put her in the medical squad. Signet was in this game as well. I didn't get him on my team, but I think he could be recruited as well. I never spoke with Signet. Like, I didn't in Metal Gear Solid 3 either. Like, that's fucked up. I should have talked to the only black dude in the game. I just don't ever need weapon tips. Like, there was no reason for me to ever talk to Signet. I mean, possibly there could have been, but I just never really called Signet. And guess who shows up at the fucking end? The boy! Our boy fucking Ocelot shows up at the end. And why am I even surprised? This guy stays involved in some shit. Like, dude comes in and kills the director of the Central Intelligence with no fucking remorse. And he's also ready to establish the Patriots and want Big Boss to join them. Like, oh shit, we teaming up? But I can't wait to see where this goes. Yo, I was not expecting Ocelot at the end. And I think that's it for the characters. There weren't many, but they did put a lot of detail into the ones that were there. I think they did a really solid job with that. So let's end this with some of my final thoughts, and I want to start by saying, man, this was such a good title in this confusing ass franchise. I mean, I'm trying my best to understand it all, but I ain't gonna lie, yo, this shit is kind of confusing sometimes. I'm always going back and watching a bunch of retrospective videos after I finished it, because some people get, into the nitty gritty of all the videos, so that always helped me out with coming to understand these stories. And I love how much life they were able to put into the characters. Now, I wish we could have learned a little bit more about Gene. He was such a cool villain, but, that's how Metal Gear Solid games are sometimes. They have cool characters and you won't know but so much about them. Because they always have so many. It's always so many that they're rotating through. So I guess it would be kind of hard to just, know a lot about one. Now, with it being a handheld title, I do appreciate the effort they put into making all of the locations feel different. Now, I wasn't expecting everything to be perfect, but for what they were able to do, man, they did a solid job. I know some of the fans don't believe the story is canon, though, but man, I do believe it. I mean, I can understand why they don't, but I guess it depends on what you think the story means to you. It does pick up right after Metal Gear Solid 3, so there is some link to the saga. I don't know. I really think it's up to the player, though. And for me, it is canon. I think so, at least. I'm going to treat it as such. And if you're one of those late people like me who are just playing it for the first time, let it be up to you. Either way you feel, I know you will have a great time. And you should play it. No matter what. If they don't think it's canon or not, I think you really should play it. It is definitely worth your time. Alright, my fine people. Thank you for checking out this episode of I Finally Played. And I'll be catching you next time after I finish the next one up, which is Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. And I can't wait to get into that one. That is definitely a fan favorite outside of 3. Pretty divisive though, but I don't know. I'm ready to see what it's like. I'm ready to see what it's gonna be. I don't know what to expect. We're finally on to the, I guess, more modern versions of Metal Gear Solid, at least what I think it's gonna be. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but I'm ready to check it out. I'm ready to see what it's gonna be, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a good time. Alright, folks, I'm gonna get up out of here. Peace.